Good morning and welcome to EverythingHBCUs.com's next news segment, Take It From a Grad. This morning I have Dr. Sonia with me, the author of To Be A Bulldog. Good morning, Dr. Sonia.
Good morning.
How you doing over there in South Carolina?
I'm doing great. The weather's beautiful here today. How's everything in Florida?
It's going well. It's mostly hot all of the time. Just to get our audience up to date, our new segment, Take It From a Grad. Through this segment, we want to pay homage to those who came before us in Black education, those who laid the way for us who may have not have been able to go to college, those who were the first in their families to go to college, those who are in college now and we're looking to drop nuggets of knowledge on the people who are still in college. So we're looking for grads like yourself to come forward and just share their amazing experience with us. And when I saw your book, To Be a Bulldog, I was just taken away by it because you don't see many. First of all, you don't see that many black children's books and authors out there, but also, especially not from the HBCU standpoint. So, how did you come about? Actually, first, let's just learn a little bit about you, if you don't mind sharing.
Okay, I am a 2004 graduate from South Carolina State University. I finished my doctoral degree in educational leadership there.
Mm-hmm.
Before I finished the degree, I had been a teacher. I also became a school administrator shortly after I received the doctorate degree. And my career just basically skyrocketed as a result of my degree from South Carolina State University. I became a director of personnel, and then I became an assistant superintendent for student services in one school district. And my last 3 years of my 30 were spent in Spartanburg School District 7.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I believe that the leadership skills in the field of education that I received from South Carolina State were a great launching pad for my completion of my career. I actually spent more time in administration than I actually did in teaching, but
Okay.
again, I just really gained a lot of confidence and knowledge through state's program.
Okay, awesome. So, what prompted you? Was this your first book that you did, or what prompted you to write this book?
This was actually my fifth children's book. Last summer, my first children's book, BJ's Big Dream, became a bestseller on the Amazon children's book under the Kindle edition.
Okay.
And I was going to just take a little break for a while and just really market all of my books more and, take a break from the writing and the publishing. But when I noticed that South Carolina, the University of South Carolina and Clemson University had children's books, I was enthralled by those books. And I said, South Carolina State doesn't have a book.
Mm-hmm.
I need to pen a book for South Carolina State University so that future generations coming up know the value, they know the worth. There's been, over the past few years, negative publicity about the school. To me, it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I want children to feel that energy. If they never get to experience a South Carolina State University homecoming, hopefully through Caden's experience in the book, they can live it vicariously.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So, we were speaking yesterday, and you were saying how you wanted to challenge some other HBCUs to do their own children's books. What's your take on that?
That would be awesome. FAMU, Howard, all of the HBCUs need children's books so that there's someone out who's present with young children and they can give them the just basically takeaways from the university. They can just let them know the magic that you feel when you're on campus and the great education that you'll get.
Yes.
We need to make sure our children are really, really looking at our HBCUs because sometimes it depends on the school setting and who's in that school setting. They may not be exposed to that at all. So it's our jobs as graduates to make sure that every child knows about HBCUs.
Okay, awesome. All right, so can we get a sneak peek of your book?
Yes, this is To Be a Bulldog. On the cover, we tried to capture a few things that you might see at the homecoming game, and
Oh,
so
wow.
it's kind of a collage
Okay.
um, of some things that you'd see at the game.
Okay. All right, awesome. And then you have an excerpt that you want to read from the book for us?
Yes, the part that I think is most exciting is where I try to, as vividly as possible, take a child to the game who may have never been, who may never go. Dad and Caden went to Oliver C. Dawson Stadium where the team was warming up. Everyone was happy and smiling, swallowing tailgate food in big gulps. The crowd rose as they did the wave, and cheerleaders yelled through megaphones. Suddenly, an airman landed on the field. In his hand, an American flag was proudly flown. Fans went wild as they applauded for the soldiers and their amazing show. How had that airman pulled his stunt? Everybody wanted to know. The stadium was full as pom-poms punched the air, standing room only. Not one seat was bare. The dancers pranced back and forth as did the homecoming court. Then everyone bowed their heads, asking that no player be hurt. Eddie Moe shook hard and rocked, wowing the crowd on both knees. The band backed him up by blaring out past the peas. Get your popcorn, candy, peanuts, and Coke, yelled the vendor who charged a fee. Soon it would be time for kickoff in this huge garnet and blue sea.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Oh, thank you, thank
That
you.
is awesome. So you said your whole experience with the book is if there was a kid who was never able to go to a game, then they'd be able to relive that experience through the book.
Exactly. And
Okay.
I was hoping to have a reference section in the back and a glossary because some students don't know what tailgating is, mascot, some of that's new terminology.
Mm-hmm.
And I also there is a story, of course, behind Eddie Moe. Eddie Moe was an honorary band member. He was a local who just loved the school. Everybody knew him, and he danced along with the band. He was killed a couple of years ago, and so I could not have some type of shout out to Eddie Moe in the book.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Mhm.
I've never been to South Carolina State University, any SCSU games, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
learned a lot just from that reading. I didn't
Okay.
know they landed on the field and all of that other stuff. That seems
Oh,
awesome.
yes. Homecoming shows are huge and they are exciting. We never know what type of surprise we're in for.
Okay. Well,
Uh-huh.
speaking of surprises that we're in for, the people who are viewing our show today, we're going to be giving away 5 of the To Be A Bulldog books signed by Dr. Sonia herself. So, Dr. Sonia, you can explain a little bit more about what they'll be getting, the 5 people that we choose.
Okay, well, I will definitely ship a copy of the book. I didn't add earlier that it is a hardback book with a nice glossy cover. And I am going to add in an O to Be a Bulldog coloring book, which children will have fun. There's an excerpt from the story, but
Okay.
they can also make the pictures, the colors themselves. I do hope, however, you will have a garnet and a blue crayon because we want you to stick true to those colors um,
I
for the
know that's
universe.
right. Okay. Well, our main reason for being here is to, of course, showcase all that you're doing. But we want to take one thing away from this because our segment is called Take It From a Grad. So I'll give you a scenario. Let's just say 100 years from now, there's this treasure capsule of knowledge that is dug up. What would be the one piece of information that you would put in that capsule so that the generations going ahead of us, a piece of information, one takeaway that they can have?
One other thing about the book is that it was dedicated to Dr. Isaiah Reed. He was my advisor and taught me many different classes, including organizational development.
Hmm.
This is a picture of him, my son, and me at my graduation.
Okay.
The takeaway that I have is something that Dr. Reed and many other professors taught as well, is that as an educator from an HBCU, there is a charge that you will speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves, that you will fight for those who sometimes may not even know what to fight for.
Mm.
But we're definitely champions for the underserved and the underdog, if you will. And with that comes the possibility of being ostracized,
Mm-hmm.
ridiculed,
Yep.
shunned,
Yep.
and even fired. But at the end of the day, if you've done the right thing, you will be able to sleep at night,
Mm-hmm.
and you will know that what you're doing is making a difference. We cannot get through schools and not look back and try to help the next person that's coming up. And so, as like I said, a veteran of 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that, or I feel at the end of the day that I did, the best that I could do, often for students who didn't have a voice and who couldn't do for themselves.
And you're still doing it with this book also.
Yes, that is my new mission, and I'm just having a ball trying to get very positive messages out there. My books pretty much focus on self-esteem, self-confidence, and just how to overcome in difficult situations, but
Mm.
also having that persistence and that tenacity to get where you want to be and where you need to be.
Okay, awesome. So let's just say a future author or somebody else who's interested in writing a children's book for their HBCU experience. Would they be able to reach out to you for
Yes, I
advice?
am more than happy. I'm helping authors all the time. I actually own my own publishing company,
Mm.
Hadassah's Crown Publishing. But this book I did publish through Mascot Books because that is their specialty. They are able to help you publish Mascot books and get that official college licensing that goes along with it.
Okay.
And so, but anything that I can help with the process, I'm more than happy. So if they want to hit me up on Facebook. To Be a Bulldog has its own Facebook page. It has its own website, tobeabulldog.com. And I am more than happy to help anybody along the way.
Okay, and we're going to drop that contact information at the end of the video for anybody who wants to contact you. We strongly encourage for us that all of these HBCUs to have their own children's book, and we just thank you for leading the way for that. Also, we're going to be adding To Be a Bulldog to the everythinghbcus.com store. So we'll drop the link for that at the end of this video as well. And then for the 5 people that we're going to reward with the free book and the free coloring book, what we want you to do is go follow the To Be a Bulldog Facebook page. And also, if you're on Instagram, mention that you want the book. The first 5 people to follow the Facebook page and to mention on Instagram that they want the book, we'll be sending the book out to you. Anything else that
Yay.
you want to mention, Dr. Sonia?
I just like to say thank you, everything HBCU, what you're doing to pull, the HBCU community together is astonishing. You're not just out for self. You're trying to collaborate and create and work together with others. And so I support you as well. So everything HBCU, go keep doing what you're doing.
All right, thank you. It's been a blessing to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to even more books from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your support. This has been a real blessing.
All right, this is Dee with everythinghbcus.com signing off. Tune back in for episode 2. We're not sure who we're going to have yet, but I can guarantee you it's going to be great. Thanks. Bye.